Hey guys, this will be a walkthrough of the crew budget tool and what it looks like to submit your budgets for the beginning of the year so you can spend funds out of your chart field. So the first thing is finding the crew budget tool on Staff Web, which is this URL up here. It also appears during budget submission periods between June and August on My Athletes in Action's finance tool. So when you arrive at the multi-line data entry worksheet, this is the first page that you'll see. You'll need to go over here to the right-hand side where it's got this 4 text boxes in the fiscal year listed here. This is where you're going to insert your chart field. Every chart field has 3 to 4 pieces. As part of Athletes in Action, almost all of our chart fields start with AIMN as the business unit, which is AI Ministry. Then you're going to have a location identifier. So like OH Xenia for me, Houston if you're in Houston, or the Greater Northwest region would be GNWREG. So you just need to know what your location identifier is for your operating unit. So I'm going to select OH Xenia. And then the department ID is a lot of times just designating which staff type is using it. So there's the campus national director, there's campus staff and campus regional director. So it just depends on which chart field you're using. So I'm going to do campus national director. And my project ID, I'm actually going to select campus. So this right here is telling me the current fiscal year is 2020. You can't actually edit this field here. So you're going to want to go back over here to the left-hand side. You see where this says 2019. You're actually going to want to change that to say 2020. And then load saved budget. So loading the saved budget for a new fiscal year is always going to give you a blank slate. The way that this budget works is to insert a category, a jail account number. These are the categories that you clear your staff card and your ministry card to. So entertainment meals and supplies and different things like that. There's a section here at the top. This is for revenue, money coming in, and this section at the bottom is for expenses, money going out. And then it'll give you your total net income here at the bottom. The goal of the budget is to estimate per month how much money is going out and coming in. So estimating each month, you see the months listed here at the top of the columns, how much money is going out in your expenses, how much money is going in your donations. So there are a couple of ways to fill out your budget. If you have another budget that you like to use that's not in this system, what I would ask you to do is to do a line of revenue and a line of expenses. So the two numbers that you're going to want to write down are 40,000, which is the general contributions line, and supplies general, which is 64,000. So then if I come up here to the top and click save, it's going to give me a confirmation. Are you sure you want to save stuff? And well, we are. It's going to take a second. It's going to refresh the page. And now we can see that the names of the GL accounts are listed. So you see contributions and supplies general. And we could say, you know, I'm going to have $500 a month listed as coming in throughout the year. Okay, so you could do that, and you can see it over here. It's totaling your income. So you could do that all the way across, or you could say, hey, most of my money comes in December, most of it comes in March or April or May when I do my funding banquet. And then supplies general, kind of the same thing of, yeah, I'm planning on spending $400 in September and $400 in October and $400 in November. You know, $200 in December because we're out for Christmas. But then January, I'm going to spend $1,000 because I'm doing winter retreat scholarships or something like that. So kind of these estimates, you guys don't have to be down to cents, just whole dollar amounts. And so now we can see we've got $1,400 listed here, $4,000 listed here, and then it'll do the math for you so that your net income is showing $1,600. So that's saying I'm planning on making $1,600 more dollars in donations than I am in supplies or spending in expenses. So now if I add 2 more months of spending 1,000, that is actually going to increase my spending to 4,400, which is $400 more than the donations I brought in. So having a total net income that is negative is not wrong or bad. You just have to make sure that your account balance at the beginning of the year is that amount or greater. So if I have an account balance of $500 coming into the year before I raise any money, then I can have a net income of negative 500 at maximum. Basically, you're not allowed to spend more money than you have, but you're allowed to spend more money than you bring in a current year if you brought in more money the year before. So one of the other ways to submit a budget, I can go in and actually load the 2019 budget. So if I click load actuals, these are the results of how the chart field was spent over the last year. And so donations versus expenses. And what I can actually do is I can change this number right here to 2020, and I can click save. But before I click save, I actually want to submit all. So you'll notice over here that you'll see these lines here that don't have things listed, say submit, and these over here say unsubmit. And so that means because I did the submit all, I submitted all of these, and so now they're ready to be saved. So you want to do the same thing if you once you put in contributions or supplies general, you'll want to submit those lines once you enter the amounts per month. And once you've done that, then you can click save. And once this refreshes here, after you go through the save confirmation, then it will be saved. And then you will have a submitted budget. So those are the two ways for you to easily submit budgets. If you would like to go through and actually go through and do the different GL accounts like this, let me know. We can include a GL account list for you, or you can pull up a chart field with a previous year's history and use those. So if you have questions about the Crew Budget tool, let me know.